Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of the Talented Learning Executive Briefing Series. This is my favorite series of content because we get to travel around the globe virtually and learn about the world's best learning system solutions. Today's no different. We're up in Canada with the executive team of the Learning Network, which is a unique and cutting edge solution different than we're accustomed to seeing here at Talented Learning. Why? Well, because we're going to see a series of real world solutions in extended reality, virtual reality, augmented reality, along with data analytics on those three technologies that we've never seen before on this series, and I've never seen before in general. So it's really exciting to see this new level of technology that's now affordable come into the learning system marketplace. And we're going to learn all about it. Richard, take it away.
Thanks, John. I'm Richard Adair, CEO of the Learning Network, and we're here today to present to you our value proposition, which we think is leading edge and shows a lot of thought leadership. We're learning driven by data backed by science. So who is the Learning Network? We've been around for over 28 years. We have teams across Canada, the US, and the UK. We've done more than 2,000 learning courses and programs for our clients. We have 3 LMS systems and LXP enterprise level platforms, so we can manage all stages of all types of clients' growth. And we're an early leader in the XR learning space. So given our history, we've seen all the different technologies develop over time, as early as Flash, through Articulate, Storyline, and now we're seeing the rise of XR in terms of AR and VR. And what's important is because we bring learning science to different technologies throughout this evolution, we're always on the leading edge, and we're leading with learning, where some of the technology companies for VR, for example, will come from a gaming background. So while they might make a good VR environment, they don't have a learning methodology and science to apply to it. So we think what we do is unique. We cover all industries. I'd say, though, that the automotive, manufacturing, mining, oil and gas, and energy and healthcare are really where we focus the XR point of view. And then the other industries, as well as these, we do e-learning and traditional courses, but really the value prop for XR are in those heavy industry type areas. So we have a full range of products and services. We do all types of XR, virtual reality, mixed reality, augmented reality. We have our own XR products that we'll talk about later on, FireWise, Fit for Field, and BVC Patient Assessment. We provide a range of services in terms of video, motion graphics, e-learning, ILT, learning needs analysis. And as I said, we have 3 different enterprise level LMSs, and we do regulated profession tracking. So you'll see our learning partners are Fortune 500 companies, names, household names you'd all know, McDonald's, Mercedes, Deloitte. And so we've had some of the biggest corporations in the world trust us as a learning partner. So we have a series of XR solutions we'd like to show to you here to understand how we're a ROI-driven organization in terms of our value prop.
Wow, excellent. That's a nice combination of services and platforms that I typically don't see. So it's very interesting. Nice to find your spot in the marketplace like that.
Thank you. Okay, so FireWise, this is one of the products that we own and sell as its own course. And so basically, we have a VR fire extinguisher training course. Historically, companies would send 20 employees to a large warehouse to actually use actual fire extinguishers. They'd use 2 per employee. So the cost of that is $10,000 to do that exercise, and that's without travel and without the time for those employees that aren't working. So the ROI on this using the VR is actually 1 session. So it's a tremendous ROI. People don't have to fly around. They can do it remotely. And we see a tremendous response to this.
Wow, excellent.
And I think we're going to show a demo of it here.
If you're looking for a way to enhance fire extinguisher training, improve mean time to productivity, and create a more consistent learning experience, virtual reality is the answer. FireWise, TLN's virtual reality fire extinguisher training, eliminates the need for physical equipment or putting trainees in potentially dangerous situations. Our virtual reality training is easy to use and requires minimal setup. Once learners place the headset over their eyes, they are immersed in the virtual environment. Our program replicates the precise steps required for using the correct fire extinguisher to combat different types of fires. Virtual reality training encompasses everything necessary to ensure learners acquire the skills needed to respond to a fire safely and effectively, all while saving costs associated with addressing fires in various settings and scenarios. FireWise offers many different options and opportunities for learners to customize their experience.
Hey, patient assessment, one of our other courses. We're helping nurses learn how to use stethoscopes. And really the value prop here is, as we all know, there's a huge shortage of nurses, up to 117,000 in the next 6 years. And the problem is we need to train these nurses before they hit the hospital floor. And time is money. So what we're doing is training them virtually before they get to the hospital. That means the experienced nurses are spending their time training the new ones that are coming on the floor so they can provide better care and focus on health care and not training. And we're seeing savings of up to $2,500 to $5,000 per trainee from that saved time.
Wow.
And we have a video of this as well.
TLN's Nurse Reality is reshaping the way nurses are trained and assessed. Discover how VR is enhancing skills, boosting confidence, and providing a safe space for nurses to practice their craft. Once learners place the headset over their eyes, they are immersed in the virtual environment. The comprehensive exercise options employ visual and auditory cues that guide learners through the necessary actions and encourages interactions with their virtual surroundings. Virtual reality training encompasses everything necessary to ensure learners acquire the skills needed to assess their patient in various settings and scenarios. Different assessments for lung, cardio, and EENT. Different types of scenarios for each class of assessments. Multiple characters that are randomized for the assessment. A free practice mode that the learner can use to get comfortable before doing their assessment. Log files to be sent to teachers and students' email. Lung assessment. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. Pulmonary embolism, PE. Congestive heart failure, CHF, pneumonia, asthma, anaphylaxis. Cardio, atrial fibrillation, AF. Supraventricular tachycardia, SVT, mitral regurgitation. EENT, otitis media, tonsillet.
Okay, then there's our heavy equipment inspection system. This is a really compelling value prop. We have these large trucks at the mine that are hauling minerals around. The trucks themselves are about $5 million. It's $42,000 an hour. Sorry, $42,000 for a tire for the truck. And so basically the value prop here is that taking the trucks out of production to train people is very expensive, and unplanned maintenance can create a loss of revenue because they're not moving minerals out of up to $468,000 per shift. So by virtually training these operators on how to inspect a truck, the ROI on the system is one breakdown prevented, and this requires no equipment downtime. We're not taking any trucks off the road. So this pays for itself almost instantly, and we've had great response from this.
Wow. Great case study. This is cool.
And we have a demo of this as well.
With the headset in place, learners see a virtual version of their hand controller. Learners use the green button to perform actions such as opening a door or identifying parts of the equipment. Learners use the red button to flag hazards in their workplace. The thumbstick allows the learner to teleport to a new location rather than walking, which helps to eliminate motion sickness that some people experience when they're using virtual reality. TLN's Heavy Equipment Operator virtual reality training includes everything you need to make sure your learners acquire the skills they need to do their jobs safely and effectively, all while saving you money.
Then Seneca audio recording boards. So this is a way to use your phone to work on audio recording boards instead of the actual boards. The equipment itself is $5,000, and you have 30 students per class, and they'll only have one piece of equipment per classroom, so it's very inefficient. This way, every student has access to the equipment virtually, and you're saving $90,000 on equipment, and the training can be done off campus. People don't have to come on campus. So we think it's a really interesting application. And we have a demo of this. So Fit for Field, our touchscreen interaction active product. So basically this is for secondary equipment at mines. And what these graders do is they'll prepare the roads for those big trucks you saw to go around the mine. And the idea is that they don't have an immediate impact on revenue, but if they don't work, the mine can't run. So what you're doing is looking at unplanned maintenance, damage to these types of equipment, and trying to prevent that. And so that we can give this fit for field approach to it virtually. But the interesting thing about this one is instead of using VR, which is more expensive, we're able to use touchscreen, interactive touchscreens, so that the ROI is high because we're using an inexpensive solution to provide them a virtual way to do this fit for field approach. We have a demo of that. Okay, Canada Post orientation. So this is an example of 360 interactive technology. Challenges, we're trying to train people for fleet driving, and there's limited access to the fleet. They need it out there delivering parcels. With the 360 interactive, we're making it an immersive experience, and they can engage with their surroundings and not have to actually be in a truck as often to be trained. We have a video of this.
Welcome to the International Small Packet Sorter Virtual Experience. This exploration workspace is a completely new digital experience for Canada Post. It's different but simple. Just think of walking through an environment as if you are sightseeing in Google Street View. Be curious. Treat the experience like a scavenger hunt. Be inquisitive and explore all the elements of the sorter. You'll be surprised what you find out.
My name's Kevin, and welcome to the International Small Packet Sorter Induct Platform Learning Introductory video. So, we're actually going to be talking about the Induct platform at the ISPS, and it actually has a lot of great benefits and ergonomic features that have been built into it so that you can do your job safely.
Then the Purolator NHO Tour. So this is a great example of a flawless launch. You're setting up a multi-million-dollar facility. They want to make sure that everybody's trained and comfortable with new equipment so that when they hit the floor, there isn't downtime. And we're able to do a multi-reality environment to train all the people and have them walk around the plant and get comfortable in the surroundings so that when the plant actually opens, it opens and everything works and everybody's trained up. And this was very successful, quite frankly, with Purolator. We have a demo of this.
Welcome to the augmented reality tour of Purolator's National Hub facility in Ontario. We're very excited to show you our largest and most technologically advanced facility. We're even more excited that we get to interact with you in this augmented reality experience as well. The package is inducted into the NHO via a telescoping conveyor. The package is scanned by the DWS. The VarioRoute system routes the package onto the proper conveyor. As you can see, thousands of packages travel through our NHO facility every day. Many of these packages are conveyable and travel through our automated sorting system. Some packages, however, require more careful handling. This includes packages containing dangerous goods. By now, you've been able to get a pretty good look at the NHO warehouse from the ground level. You have probably noticed, however, that this is not the only operational level of this facility. Just above us is the mezzanine. The mezzanine area is reserved specifically for our maintenance team. They have special training for troubleshooting the different conveyors and sorting equipment. We don't let just anyone up there.
Now we go to Performance XR. So this is where the data component of a value prop comes from. So what's interesting about the XR environment is we're able to collect rich and unique data that you have not been able to do before in training. So we're able to collect time, motion, distance, things that can be used for ergonomics that can really, with that data, create some real ROI. This data hasn't been available before in the LMS. There's no way to consume it. They couldn't get it. Well, now that we have headsets and we can track all this, we can actually put it into Performance XR and then use that to have real-time analytics of what's happening, AI-driven insights, and then we can use machine learning to do predictive modeling. So the idea here is that if a technician who's virtually working on an electric vehicle is turning a screw on the chassis, and it's best practice to do it 5 times, they only do it 3 times, we can track that, and then over time, with our predictive modeling, machine learning, do adaptive learning and say, stop. Turns you've only done 3, that could result in a loose part and a defect and downtime. So we're able to take this rich data and actually create adaptive learning, which in the industry, and people really just haven't had access to this data before. And so we're working with partners, particularly in the automotive industry, to be able to take that and take this ergonomics and have more effective production lines, less downtime, less scrap. It's a very exciting environment. And so we've been able to take what was our base LMS system and alter it to have analytics that can consume this and then have a repository for the data so that we can apply our machine learning to it.
Wow, fantastic idea.
So in terms of technical specifications, we've got flexible options for integrating with existing LMS platforms. So if somebody has an LMS, one of our competitors, they could use Performance XR just for the analytics and machine learning capability. So we'd like to be the data side of the industry, not the LMS side, and we can partner with any LMS provider to do that, to give them access to this leading edge technology and access to the data. We really think that it's important because we can track all this data, have detailed tracking of attempts, progress, and activity detail tracked, and then have it all in very robust analytics dashboards, which we'll show you later on. So really changing an LMS into a way to track this data to make it meaningful and actionable. So in terms of our advantage, it's cloud-based storage of the bookmarks for XR modules and the data. Cloud-based storage of detailed XR activity performance data as well. Integration with any LMS, as I said, or LRS platforms. We have XR standard and detailed analytics dashboards. We have dynamic trend recognition, alerts, and recommendations, which is where you lead to adaptive learning, which is where we'd like to get to. And you can use the full Performance XR platform. So you can do award certifications, integrate with learning plans, recommend additional training, etc. Remember, this is on an LMS. You don't have to use the LMS, but we have the functionality as well on top of the analytics.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's an example of the analytics. It's available for all the XR content. The dashboards can be filtered, drilled into, saved, scheduled. They can be configured to meet client needs, SSO configured for reports for consumers, and we have detailed activity tracking, which can be used to track performance and highlight problem areas. So as you can see, very robust data, very clean, very easy to see, and then we can customize this to track whatever you want. So if you're in an automotive application and you're looking at ergonomics data, as I said, like distance and time, we can work with the client to create what's meaningful to them. And remember, the analytics to start is just tracking the data. The next phase is the machine learning to then learn from that data and do adaptive learning. So this is just sort of phase 2. And that's it for today.
Wow. Great overview of your organization, the solution, real life examples with phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal ROI metrics. I think that's my favorite part. You help your clients define the size of their problem and the size of the impact of the solution. And that's just great. That's such a best practice that we talk about here at Talented Learning all the time. And it's something any vendor should learn from. And quite frankly, any learning department, should also have that focus of really every piece of content that you're developing. What is the ROI of that? What problem are you solving? I love that part. Additionally, I really like that your solution can sit on top of any learning management system. A lot of organizations, most organizations have an employee LMS. Rather than rip and replace that, if you want to use XR technology, just lay it right on top. And you can have that great content for your most important contest initiatives. And then you can use that performance XR as a way to take all that data that's coming from these new technologies and store it and then do something with it. Crank it, try to find trends in it, do predictive analytics with it, eventually turn it into adaptive learning based on that. So these are all cool things that you can do with that data from XR with your existing LMS. And guess what? If you don't have an LMS, they've got one of those too that you can just get the whole solution together. So there you have it, folks. That's the Learning Network. Really interesting solution. And Richard, I'm glad you came here today to share it. And listeners, we hope to see you on the next.